Hi everyone, welcome back to another Tips and Tricks Thursday. Today we're going to be working on wedges. So when I work on wedges, I like to go to practice and target practice. I change my settings. I set my fairways to medium and my greens to hard, greens tip to 10. And our altitude here in Ankeny, Iowa is about 950 feet. So if you want it to be accurate to that, you'd set your altitude to 950. I typically play a lot of my tournaments close to 0 altitude, so that's where I practice. So I start here at my 60-yard shot. If you look in the bottom left corner here, you can see that we are 60 yards away from the flag. But what's important to note is that it is downhill 7 feet, which is 2 yards and 1 foot. And also I have the green set to hard. And so I know if I want to get this one close to the pin, I need to land it. If I land it 2 yards short, so if I fly at 58 yards, it'll fly right at 60 because of the downhill. But also since the greens are set to hard, my ball's going to bounce probably 3 or 4 yards. And so I'm going to move my ball back about 7 yards so that I can land it 5 yards short and have it bounce up with the extra 2 yards going further with the downhill. So I'm going to practice my 60-yard carry shot. So to do that, I click place ball, and I just start clicking behind the ball a little bit. And it'll keep moving it further and further back. So we're at 62, 64, 66. So to improve my wedges, I use the clock system. I'm sure you've heard a lot of people talk about it. It's just a reference point in your swing. So for me, my 60-yard carry shot, I take my left arm back to about parallel to the ground and then accelerate through to arms to shoulder height. All right, and then if I hit it solid with the right acceleration, it should fly about 60 yards. So let's give that a try. Okay, so that ball carried 67 yards. Which is a few yards further than I wanted. I know 2 yards of that was because of the downhill, so my carry was actually 65 on a flat. And so I know that I either took it back too far or I accelerated through too much. I hit it solid, I hit it straight, so I was happy about that. So we're going to try and make an adjustment here. I think I just accelerated a little too much through, so I'm going to go a little bit shorter through. Okay, that one carried 65, so a little better. Again, 2 yards of that was from the downhill, so my pure carry number was 63. So 3 yards long on a 60-yard shot, not too bad. I like to get that within 1 or 2 yards, but 3 yards is acceptable. All right, so now that I have that one dialed in, I'm going to move to 70 yards. To do that, I'm going to click the select distance, click 70 yards. But again, you can see it's downhill 10 feet. All right, so that's 3 yards and 1 foot. So again, I'm going to click the place ball here, and I'm going to start backing it up. So 3 yards, but then again, the ball's going to bounce and move forward after it lands about 3 yards. So I'm going to be about 6 yards back, maybe 7. So 77. So now I can hit a 70-yard carry shot. It'll fly 3 yards further because of the downhill. So that'll fly 73, and it'll bounce forward 4 yards and go right in slow. That's the goal. Okay, and then now my feel for the 70-yard shot, I take it just a little, I just feel a little past parallel to the ground. Now that's a feel, probably in real life I'm probably taking it somewhere different, but that's the feel in my mind. And again, the same distance follow through as my 60, I'm just taking it back a little further, so the ball should fly a little further. Okay, so now I analyze it to see what I can learn from that shot. I hit it a little bit to the right. I flew it 75 yards, so 3 of that was because of the downhill. So my flat carry was 72 yards, so only 2 yards off on 70. That's pretty good. I see that it carried 75 and rolled to 80, so it was actually 5 yards. So I'd actually need to back my ball up 1 more yard so that I could hit a 70-yard carry and go right to the hole. All right, so I felt good about that. I'm going to move to 80 yards now. Okay, again, I'm going to click the select distance, go to 80 yards. Okay, this one's downhill 16 feet, so that's 5 yards and a foot. So we need, if we wanted to fly it right at the hole, we'd move it back 5 yards, but we know we got to fly it short of the hole. So I'm going to move it back 8 yards. I'm going to get a little more spin on this one, so it won't go quite the 5 yards that the other one did. And so here we are at 88. Okay, we're at 88 yards. I got to fly this one exactly 80 on a flat lie, and that should fly 85 yards on the game, and then bounce forward 3 yards with a little spin and go right next to the hole. So for me, my feeling now is I take it up to shoulder height, my hands up to shoulder height right here, and through to shoulder height, and that should be about an 80-yard carry. So let's give that a try. Okay, so that was a little short, and so now I've analyzed what made that one go short. I felt like my swing was the right speed. I just mishit it a little. I hit it high in the face, which makes it go shorter. That one carried 82 yards, but we know it's downhill 5, so we subtract 5 from that, and so that was a flat carry of 77 yards. So it was only 3 yards off, but I think it was just because of the mishit. So this is what I would do. I'd practice this over and over. I'd practice 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150. I practice all those distances almost every day and figure out a swing, how hard I need to swing for each of those yardages, as well as practicing solid contact. Solid contact is so important in controlling the distance on these shots. If you can do that and control the speed of your swing, you'll get really good with your wedges. I hope this helps. Reach out if you have any questions. Good luck.